Hi, I'm Dorothy Daniels, and I'm the podcast host for Fostering Parenthood. I'm also a caregiver. In season 1, we shared in laughter. We learned tips and tools. We also had some heartfelt moments. Here are some clips from season 1. I don't like the term self-care. In fact, when social workers or anyone else says, well, what are you doing for self-care? I go, I don't know. What are you doing for self-care? Try to have 6 kids in your home and then go light a candle. Good luck.
My hair's just changed in every single episode going out. My hair's all red in the first one, and I hate it came out like that on accident, and I never fixed it because I was like, maybe nobody will recognize me if I do a really bad job because I would never have red hair. I don't like it.
I love it. Well, maybe I'll try that, right?
Try and have red.
Different color every episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
The plan was if there was ever an unsafe situation,
Mhm.
that they would text a word to me. And it would be a word that if somebody else grabbed their phone in an unsafe situation, they wouldn't recognize the word. Our word was Mayberry. What I knew is if I received that from my kids, I wouldn't call to ask. I would get in my car and go directly where they were. Now we also had to share locations, right? And not because I wanted to be up in their space, because it was a safety plan. So if they used that word, I just dropped everything, went directly to where they were, and I said, "We have a family emergency. I need you to come with me." If in that time they're like, "No, no, no, I'm fine now." Nope, that's not how the safety plan works. You initiate the safety plan. I move immediately without question. You come with me immediately without question. Then we can work through it at home. But the idea of a safety plan is that you're really in a situation you cannot remove yourself from. You need your trusting adult to step in. And so I bring that up in this because we know that, we might be in a situation where we gave consent, we pulled back consent, and is that person accepting it? Am I safe? And so we just called that our out plan, right? Our safety plan.
Can you define non-binary? Thank you.
I can.
Thank
So
you.
non-binary is a term that a lot of people are a bit confused about, but it's basically an umbrella term for anybody who is not fully male or female. Some
Okay.
people who identify as non-binary might consider themselves to be a combination of male and female. Some people who identify as non-binary might consider themselves to be not male or female at all.
And don't sleep on your CASAs. So I learned something this year about a CASA, a court appointed special advocate. I learned 2 things. Because CASAs are appointed by the court, they're volunteer, they're not paid by anyone, they are assigned by the judge. They have the judge's ear where a lot of us don't. And so they can go and ask things from the judge. So if your child has a CASA, make sure to find out if they like apples or brownies and keep them supplied.
When you're sitting in a car and you're going someplace, who is the person who is going to make the decision on where you're going? The driver, right? So if you're the passenger in that automobile, you're going where that driver is going to drive you. You really don't have a choice. You don't have a brake. You don't have a steering wheel. You don't even have a blinker. So you're pretty much going where that driver is going. And so what I used to tell my children all the time is you need to make sure before you get in that passenger seat that you're both going in the same place with the same idea. Because if you haven't made your mind up in advance and haven't agreed to that location, that destination, you're going to go where the driver takes you. And it's very much like consent.
Have equal standards for your gay kids and straight kids and bi kids, for your also asexual kids. I haven't mentioned that very much, but asexuality is where you're just not attracted to anyone. There are kids who are like that. There are adults who are like that. But also your trans kids and your cis kids have similar standards, because for example, if you have a straight daughter and you're just no sleepovers with boys, you better also say for your gay son, no sleepovers with boys. One of the instead of
Absolutely, right? I mean,
or if you're okay with your straight daughter having sleepovers with boys, you better also be okay with your gay son having sleepovers with boys. Don't have a double standard.
I also think that we try to protect young ones no matter what. We try to protect them from seeing conflict with adults. And I think within reason, I don't think we should be protecting them. I think we should be showing them the conflict and the resolution and how we go about fixing those problems, not necessarily keeping it behind closed doors with,
Oh, that's
some
such yeah,
discretion.
such good advice. Even using techniques like mirroring, oh, I hear your feeling, right? Just to kind of check and balance that you're on the same page would be really helpful tools.
I didn't feel very accepted and I didn't feel very safe in my environment. I didn't
Was
even come out as trans until I turned 18, and I finally found was able to get my own apartment because I just did not feel safe or secure being able to confide that into my old foster family, who unfortunately
wow.
also did just was in it for the money, got rid of me when I turned 18. It was a struggle. I really wish I had had a supportive family because that would have changed a lot. I might have been able to transition earlier. I might have been able to embrace my full self earlier.
I'll never forget almost to the day, to the minute that you called me mom for the first time. For 3 years, I didn't have a name. I didn't. I wasn't Aunt Dorothy. I wasn't Dorothy. I wasn't Miss Daniels. I wasn't. Um, I was, hey you, or you would wait until I looked at you so that then you could ask me a question because you didn't know how to call me over.
Yeah.
And I remember in the kitchen, still to this moment, that you said, "Mom," and I turned around and I went to myself, "Did he just call me mom?" And it was probably one of the
Yeah.
happiest days of my life. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I don't know what made that happen.